Hello everybody. So we're gonna continue working on the garage project that we were working on last time. But there was something that we did actually wrong, and it is that we didn't open the project as a project. We opened it as a template, and we've been working on it as a template. Now, how do you know that you're working on a project as a template? Well, the first thing is that on the project folder, um, the actual project, if you go right click on the project in properties, it says Autodesk Revit template. See that right there? So it says Autodesk Revit template. A template's not something you're supposed to work on. It's actually something you're supposed to use to then save as a project. So we've always been, I think a lot of people at the office have been working on it as a template, and their things are different. I don't know which ones they are, so don't ask me, but I know their things are different, and you shouldn't do that. So what are we gonna do? Well, simple. So the way that you would open it would be, and we're gonna use that template to open a project. So it would be new project, and then you browse, and then you find the location of your project. In this case, it's all the way at here. So we're gonna open it, and you see that it says RTE at the end here. It's template. It's a template file. So you're gonna open that template file, but you're gonna create a new project based off of that template file. Then Revit's gonna open. I just upgraded all our memory, so this is opening actually faster than typical. And then, see, so this is the project that we're working on, but now we need to save it again. And you see how, like, here it says save, and it says save as a project or save as a template, because you can save as either or the two. So we're gonna save it as a project. Sorry about that. And then we're gonna rename it. Let's name it the same way as what we named the other project. So I'm gonna delete that text. I'm gonna basically grab this name that's here, rename, copy, paste, and then we're gonna change the date to today's date. So it's 06/16/2021. All right. And another thing I want everybody to do is to go to options and ensure that backups are not on. That it's just one backup. Why? Because then it creates a lot of copies of the model, and we don't want to have a lot of copies. In fact, let me show you what happens when you don't do that, and you go to like, it starts doing like copy 0001, 0002, and then the whole hard drive gets full of stuff. All right, so now we're saving it as a project. I really don't know what the differences are between a project and a template when it comes to like limits or limitations on the project. I do know that you shouldn't be designing on a template unless you're gonna use that as a template. And that gives me some ideas. Maybe we should have like a garage edition template or something like that. Maybe. All right, so now it's saving. Now that we've saved it, I'm gonna start all the way from the beginning. So I'm gonna go back. So this is our properties bar, or project browser that everybody's familiar with. So we're gonna go back to our title sheet, and my partner here, Marcos, reviewed these drawings. And we're going to essentially go through page by page. I make some mistakes, so we're, now nobody's perfect. I knew some of these things, but I did it very quickly, as you know, in the first section. So the first thing I did wrong is that it's not 7 L'Oreal, it's actually 10, and it's not L'Oreal, it's Laurel. So it will be that. Now we actually have a project called 7 L'Oreal, so that's why I got it wrong. We have a project like that with same name. So we're gonna then get rid of. So we're not gonna have an owner name. We're gonna leave the address, but we're going to have a contractor here. So we're gonna change the template name. We're gonna divide this into 4, basically. So we're gonna do another one like this, and divide this space into 4. So equal, divide it. Okay, so we're gonna have that. And we're gonna have flow here. we're gonna copy flow down, and instead of flow, it's gonna be contractor. Actually, the way that we have it, it's gonna be, yeah, that's fine. So contractor. No, I'm sorry, I'm changing my mind because I want to have the contractor actually below the surveyor. Like, so I want the contractor here, and I want surveyor here. So it's all capital, surveyor. And we're not gonna put their name just yet, but later. And then contractor. And then we're gonna put the contractor's name. So actually it's called general contractor. General contractor. And the general contractor is going to be Millbrook Construction. I'm gonna have to simplify it a little bit because it's too long. And their address is, well, I don't know their address, but it's Adros Sagas Maps. And then I'm gonna delete that. And then I'm gonna put their phone number, 781 577-9509. So that's the first thing. So we're gonna, and then I'm gonna delete this thing, and then I'm gonna load this template. This is actually a template onto our project. You want to save it now? It's just for this one, okay? So then this is updated here. So we've had we have to take this name out. Unfortunately, if we delete it from here, we'll delete it from here because they're linked. Well, I guess that's okay. But it also deletes it from here because it's all linked. Well, the other thing is we're gonna make all of these capitals. One really good thing about Revit is that you can just select it and then make it capital letter with a button right here at the top. So that's awesome. And then you don't have to just retype it. And then just say the existing property at 10. Again, the same problem. So it's La Aurel. Street is one story wood frame structure. So the existing dimensions don't matter, honestly, because we're not doing anything with that project. So we're just gonna leave it there and say the current use for the property is single family residential. The project includes the addition of a new 1-car garage, detached garage. Okay, so that's great. So Marcos also wants us to have this permit set information updated for Friday. So how do you do that? So you go to view, and under view there is revisions, and revisions you're gonna change the permit set date right here to 06. So tomorrow's Thursday, so it's 2021. Great, and it's right there changed. You don't need 3 revisions, so I'm gonna delete these other ones. This is more standard when we do our progress permit and schematic and so forth. So we're just gonna delete those revisions, and you see now it has only 1 right there. Okay, so that's already updated. Another thing to always update is who drew this. So it's actually me, Darwin Fortuna, DF, and then who's reviewing is Marco Severino. The date, we're gonna also put the date of the 18th, which is the date that we're gonna be submitting this. All right, and the good thing about it is we don't have to go page by page. It actually updates in all of our pages. So as you see, that's changed. This is changed. The only thing that doesn't change by all pages is the date. We're just gonna go one by one real quick. All right, so we're gonna, so that's that. So so one thing I always like to do when I'm doing this is go through the changes that you've made and ensure that they're consistently updated. So let's see, look, it's not Laurel, it's Laurel. All right, so like there are multiple places where that's wrong, so we just have to fix it. And so 10 Laurel. Okay, so we fixed it at the top, we fixed it here, and we fixed it here. So that should be accurate now. And what do? So I go through the markups, like if somebody marked it up, and I use a highlighter and highlight everything that has been done. This is a standard practice. If you don't do this, then you're gonna think that you did it, and then you're gonna submit it to us, and we're gonna look at you like, what the heck happened, right? Like, why didn't why did you say you did it when you didn't do it? And this we need to build trust, and we only can trust people when they consistently perform in the way that they're supposed to. All right, so I highlight that. This is how I work. Julio works like this. Marcos works like this. Everyone of flow who's consistently performing very well, always, and then that page is done. So I flip it around. It doesn't hurt to look at it. Well, there's one thing I didn't do that I actually highlighted, is that I need to do a proposed 3D view. So I'm gonna throw here a proposed 3D view of this garage. So why don't I do that right away? And I don't like to wait. Every time I say I'm gonna do something later, I never do it. So I'm gonna just throw it right here. So this is my camera. I'm gonna throw it in, and I'm gonna show my garage. I don't know. I wanna do like a nice view or something. All right, something like that. Now this is not finished yet. We just started working on it, but it's good. So let's just. We have a template, by the way. So if you go to view template, there's a template for 3D accents, flow rendering style, we call it, or flow style A. Pick the one that looks the best. I mean, that works, but most of the time we don't do it like that. We actually just do the like this, simple, black and white, so that the owner doesn't get caught up into the colors and stuff like that. So we did that 3D view. Where is it now? Well, it is all the way back up here in the project browser to 3D, and it will be the last one that you've created. There's always like samples that we have. I'm gonna actually delete them, but this one is the garage view. So perspective view. Okay. Realizing this video is also gonna be very long, and I'm gonna try to keep it simple. But this is no title. Now we have this tiny little picture within this very big canvas. That doesn't make any sense. So what do? So we go to size crop, lock scale, and then you're gonna change the size of this. So how big or how width. So I like to always just see how big this is. So this is 1'2". So you go here, and then the width, you're gonna make the width 1.2 feet. Okay, and look, fits right in, nice and easy. Right, so that looks nicer. So it's I would actually turn the crop view off, so that it's just the actual crop is the piece, and that looks much nicer. So for illustration purposes only, great. Then we go to our second view. So this is done for the most part. Now we need the surveyor information, but for the most part we're done with that one. So we go to the second one. I created this cloud here because this zoning needs to be updated, and I said I was gonna do it later. So why don't we do that now, right? So this is the time to do it. How do we do a zoning review? Well, zoning review, you have to go to the zoning bylaws of your property, and there are essentially a couple simple steps. I'm gonna actually write it right here. So the steps to doing a quick and easy zoning review. Steps for a quick and easy zoning review. So 1, find out where your property is located, meaning district. So first thing, we're gonna find the district of our property. Properties are divided by districts. We have industrial district, commercial district, and so forth within the town where you live. That's why we have, like office buildings and shops within a hub or a different area versus the residential district, right, where we have single little family homes right there. So there are different districts. So that's the first thing. So we're gonna find out what that district is. The second thing that we're gonna do is, after we find out where the district is, we're gonna look for the table of dimensional regulations. That's gonna tell us what the setbacks are within our district. All right, so and these are the things that this is asking you for. So what's the district of this? And then depending on the district, what are the different applicabilities of the different things that it has to comply with? Okay. So so these are the two things that we're gonna be looking for. I mean, overall, after you do those two, you're pretty much golden. So how do we find all of these other things? So we'll find that on the town in which this project is located. So we're gonna say Sagas, Mass, and then we're gonna say zoning map. Okay. So after we go to that, so sometimes it shows a bunch of stuff. The first one most of the time is the one. So we're gonna Sagas zoning map. Great. So I right clicked on it and open another tab because I'm gonna come back to this later. Okay. So then after you do this, I sometimes like to download it. To download this map. It just helps. So I'm gonna download it right here. And I'm gonna open that map in, I like to open it as a PDF. Okay. Now this map, you see how it's dividing all of the buildings by district. It's amazing. It divides everything by district. Now we have a problem here. Most maps that I open have the addresses or the streets like on a smart format. This is actually like a JPEG that was turned into a PDF. This does not help. I know that we have R1, R2, R3, R4. Yeah, but where is my property within this? I can't find that. So this one is useless for the most part, I would say. So what do? Well, we have to find this in another way, and it's by finding the property card. So Sagas, Mass, 10 Lauderdale Street property card. Sometimes it's as easy as that. You would probably be able to find it, but remember, that wasn't that easy last time. I had to actually go through this website called Patriots Sagas Mass. So it's like Patriots database is a company or something. I have no idea who did it, but some towns, not all the towns within Massachusetts, have this, and you can find information about property. You can find who the owner is. It's pretty cool stuff. So this one is Laurel, and it's 10. And then once you find 10 Laurel, which is this one right here, so Elias and Elias Philman, those are the owners, and you click on that. It does tell you what the district is sometimes. I like to do the summary card, and the summary card, let's look at this carefully. So it says parcel ID, all of that information, which is great. Grantor, it's property use, it's single family residential. So it is a single family residential, but this is not necessarily telling you what district it is located in, but it will be a good starting point. And if our map here has single family residential, which is R1, so R1, we may be good, but it would be nice to confirm it. Town of Sagas GIS is the way to confirm it. I don't like if you're not 100% sure of something, don't just do it, because then you cause a lot of trouble. So you see they have a GIS, which is smart. So if you write 10 Laurel Street within their town, it shows the property, and look, superb, it's awesome. So it shows you right away what that property is. It shows you any linked documents, and look, the Patriot property card is actually there, the building sketch is there, so which is these things that I already showed you. But what we're looking for is what's the zoning district, and that should be one of the options within this. Okay, look at all the information you can get from that property, right? It's amazing. So let's just find the district. So owner, parcel, street. What's the district, please? Story height. How many bathrooms it has? Does it have solar hut? Does it have, what does it have? We're looking for the district. I don't see it. That's a problem. How do we find it? It doesn't have the district. So did I skip it? Let me see. So property address, property street, map sheet, owner, address. Control F, R. If you look for the word R, or like district or zoning, sometimes you just do Control F. Oh look, zoning code, but it doesn't say anything. It says doesn't apply. I have no idea what that means. Just texted me. So I would say this is single family residential anyway. So but again, I'm not sure. So this is one thing I would actually be uncertain of. So we couldn't find it off of the Sagos GIS. We couldn't find it. Oh, look. So layers, zoning. So oh yeah, it says R1 right here. You see R1. So let's see if it shows it here. Okay. So if you turn the districts on, it shows you the color. And this color represents something in relationship to this map. And if you look at the color, the yellow R2, R3, so those are the different colors. So what's this color? I have no idea. So it should actually tell us what it is. Because there are so many shades of yellow, I don't know which one it is. But it should say it, honestly. Like, why doesn't it just say it? I'm gonna just assume it's R1 for now. I mean, I guess I'm gonna be like kids. Does this yellow look like that yellow? Let me compare it. I mean, yeah, this and that look pretty much the same. And that's R1. Yeah, alright, we're gonna call it R1. Okay, so it does says R1 right there, so I don't know. If I was to click somewhere else, would it say something different? So if I click this one, that's another property. If I click this one, I'm not going to spend too much time on it. We know this is the property, and it looks like it is R1. All right, so that's that. Now what, like, why it doesn't matter? So the first thing is, so zoning district, so it's gonna be Sagos, Mass. Remember, this is just a template, so we have to always update it. And it's gonna be called where is it? R1 district. R1. This text right here is the same text that we have here. In fact, I feel like we should probably get rid of that piece because we already have it there. I'm going to take the liberty of deleting this, to be honest, because we already, again, like I said, have it. So why repeat yourself so many times? So I'm going to grab this thing, and it's just another moment to make a mistake. So we can see, and it's gonna be called our oh, of course I didn't drag something. You see it? I made a mistake. Let's go back. So I'm gonna grab all of that. I'm gonna go. There you go. Perfect. And I'm gonna drag these guys up. I'm not sure why we don't have a capital in here. Alright, so that's that. The other thing that we need to do is, remember I said, so step 1 is find where your property is located. So the district, we already found it. The second thing that we need to look is the table of dimensional regulations. So we have a Flow Design, a folder with the zoning bylaws of most of the towns that we work with. Right, management, zoning bylaws. I'm sure Saga's gonna be here because we've done a lot of work in Sagas. And there you go. And it has a zoning map. Maybe this one is even better than the one I had. No, it's the same. So I guess the first thing is you could look into our bylaw under our records because we probably have it. And then we're gonna say table. I just say table. Sometimes table helps you find it. Table of views and parking. I guess that's how they call it, by the way. So I called it table of dimensions or regulations, but they actually call it tables of. Maybe they have both. So our one family, it's our one. So this is not the table. We're looking for the table of dimensional regulations. And that table has dimensional regulations, setbacks, frontage, heights, building heights, things like that we have to deal with. It's a term I always memorize because it's how they call it. Dimensional and density regulation. That's probably what it is. So, okay, that's great. We're gonna get to it. Trust me. Oh, I can't find it. Maybe I'm gonna have to actually look for it. This is not it. This is not it. Accessory building and other structures. Now every town is different, so if this one doesn't have a table, they may have something else. They may state it. One thing I'm gonna write setback. I'm gonna write setback because that's what I'm looking for. Oh my goodness, I cannot find it. Dimensional and density regulations. For new construction, all dimensional and density regulations of the business highway sustainable development. So that's one, but I'm looking for R1. I'm sorry, this is taking forever, isn't it? So residential A single family R1. So that's the name that I should use right down there. I cannot find it, guys. I don't know what the setbacks are. So I'm having a super hard time right now with this one. Another thing I can do is look for another project, like another project that we've done before that might have already done that. That's cheating because not everybody knows that. But we did another project. It was an attic. It was Spear, 4 Spear Street, and that one I think is in Sagas. No, actually, this one is in Melrose, so my bad. No, that's in Melrose. So let me just write Sagas. So we've done a couple projects in Sagas, so that comes in handy and helpful. So 11 Bacon Drive. Let's see what that is, and let's see if there was a zoning review done for that project. No, there. Maybe on record there is drawings done for that project. That looks like, yep, this is in Sagas. And what's the, well, of course we didn't do a zoning review for that one, so we don't have it. I'm having a hard time here. We should have had it, but we don't have it there. Okay, what do I do? So this is what happens when you do everything live, like I am doing. Like I'm not, by the way, this is wrong. You don't have a model outside of the Revit model folder. Absolutely no. They should all be within the Revit section. So whoever did that project, that's not how it's done. Alright, well, I'm not gonna give up, but I really don't know what to do here. We don't have, this should have the setbacks and like all of the things that I need. So accessory building and other structures. Okay, well, but it doesn't say, oh, in all residential districts. That's okay. There you go. This is what I've been looking for. Ta-da! I guess they don't have a table. They just say it. So it says that, I mean, literally, this is what I need. I'm gonna copy that right now. I'm gonna create a little text here. So this is what we need. So maximum coverage. So we have this format that we use. So maximum lot coverage. I'm gonna say instead of maximum lot coverage, it's gonna be maximum coverage of rear jar. Honestly, why complicate things? This is it. That's it. That's all I need. And it's for accessory and other structures. And what we're doing right now is an accessory. The detached garage is an accessory. So what's the square footage of the garage? I'm going to go to my floor plan right here. Annotate. And in fact, I will make this as a, okay, that's fine. So that right there and that right there, that's my garage. And the area of that is, and I'm gonna make this gray and I'm gonna make this dark, like a chuan. We have too many lines in this office, oh my goodness. So that's it. So and what's the area of that? It's in properties, 240 square feet. So we're gonna go back to that sheet and we're gonna type 240 square feet. Existing area does not matter. In fact, we're not gonna even say that. We're gonna, so we're just gonna move these guys up. And we're technically just gonna delete that and move that right up. And what did I say, 240? I think that's what I said. Let me just check it out. 240 square feet, great. I like to put plus and minus. We're never sure about what we really doing. Right, so that's that. And again, so we found out what the district was and we found out what the table, the dimensional regulation was. In this case, it didn't apply as I wanted it to be, meaning each district should have its own segment with its own thing, but they're treating all residential districts as the same. Okay, so that's that situation there. An accessory building attached to the principal building shall be considered as an integral part thereof and shall be subject to front. So the good thing here, by the way, this is important, and I'm actually gonna copy that and I'm gonna put it in here as a text. Why? Well, I might not use this, but if we were to have attached our building to the house, then this should have applied, should have used the same setbacks as everything else and everything, okay? But because it's not attached to the main building, it doesn't need to comply with all the setbacks, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna hide it, we don't need it, but that's the point. So what do we have? So we have to have a lot line side yard of 10, a lot line rear yard of 10. So, and setback frontage 20. So we have 10, 10, 20. I don't think we're complying with that. I think that does not apply for the accessory. Because otherwise, why are we having 5? Well, it says 10 and 10, and we're doing 5. So that's not cool. Something's going on here. So that's something like, if you do that, you go ahead and draw it accurately, and then you tell the person that you're working with, like say your principal, hey, listen, there's something I'm not sure about. Why are we drawing this? And there's a setback line, by the way, that we have. So we're gonna use that setback line. So I'm gonna draw it and say, so what did I say it was? So we have a lot line side yard of 10. So we're gonna say 10 from here to here. 10 is also from here to here. And then the rear one is going to be, they don't have a rear one here. I see 20 as the front. So let's do 20 as the front. Oh yeah, the rear is also 10. I'm just reading it, sorry. Okay, so 20. Okay, and then 10 back there. Alright, so we've already finished this in this sheet, so that's why I'm moving on to the next one. And I clean this up, make it nice. Sometimes, you know, that looks good. Okay, so we're gonna it looks like the life safety, we're not gonna need it, so we're gonna get rid of that life safety plan. It looks like, so this is all completed. What do I do when I complete something? I highlight it, right? So it's all done. I mean, it doesn't take much to be a very good drafter. Like anybody, you know, it doesn't matter your background, what you studied, you could be very good at drawing if you just follow the steps. All right, so we're gonna go to the proposed plan. So it wants me to, I'm gonna hide that door. We don't need to show it right there. So in the markups, it wants an overall dimension. So we're gonna do an overall dimension. I'm tabbing so that I pick what I want to pick. Like I don't want to pick the walls, I want to pick the box. So if you do tab, that's it right there. Okay, so we got that. And then let's actually color this differently. That's a new driveway portion. So if you right click, you can say surface pattern, solid fill, and then we're gonna give it like a light color. Oh, didn't paint it. Surface pattern. Why didn't color it? Background. Solid. Gray. Fly. Doesn't show anything. What's going on here? Surface pattern. Solid fill. Well, didn't show anything, so we're just gonna draw it with a fill region. Oh, I hate to have to do that, but because it's not gonna be perfect. So I need to figure out how to. There you go. So I'm gonna copy that shape, and then I'm gonna go into my fill region, and I'm gonna paste those lines. It's a cheat sheet. People will have to repeat this what I just did, but it's a way of literally creating an outline like the one I just did before. And then I'm gonna grab a text here and say proposed extension of existing driveway. Now the text, because this is a side plan, we should be using something a little bit more like robust. So 1/4, 1/8, things like that will do it. Okay, I like to always justify in that direction. It's great, and that's it. That's really it right there. So I'm gonna highlight these pieces that I have already completed, and then we're gonna. This roof is horrible right now. It's being cut through the top, so we're gonna change the view range, and the view range is gonna go up higher. So you know what, let's just say like 10 feet. It's gonna give me an error because this guy then has to be like 20 feet, and then there you go. I can explain that in another video. And then we're gonna do, you know, typical stuff. So it's gonna be slope. By the way, this text should not be the 1/8, it should be the 3/32, which is the standard text we use. So slope. Another thing I like to show is the walls below. You can't see them right now, but you hide that and you can just draw them as a dash line. I guess a medium dash line will do. So that and that. And then let's unhide our roof back again. So this is, you know, your ridge. You know, be very elaborate about what you do. So this is ridge. You know, and I like to rotate it like that. Wall below. I mean, we could do more, but you get the idea. These dimensions, there's a problem with them, and it's that they are not rounding how they should be rounding. Also, these walls are not being wrapped up how they should be wrapped up. So you will see what I mean. Like this is continuing through, and I have no idea why. So the way is function wrapping interior, exterior. That fixes it. I just changed the way that the walls wrap up. It should fix it, but it didn't fix it. Now that, do you see how that looks? That's good right there. This one is not doing it like that. So I don't know what to tell you. They should not do that. Yeah, they keep doing it. Yeah, keep doing it. It keeps doing it here too. I don't know why, but that's that. So he marked up the fact that, like, let's have this round up. So let's make it, 11 something. Like, let's make it so that makes sense. right now he's saying to do 12. It's technically not right, but so you know what? Let's just. It's technically not right, but so that it goes along with the dimensions that we have outside, we're gonna do it. So by 20. Because right now it's dimensioning to the siding. We don't dimension to the siding. You don't dimension to the siding. That's just not the way you would do it. Okay, so we're gonna tag our windows. I'm gonna call this Windows 8. Sure. It's TG. I just typed TG. TG. And then we're gonna, do the same idea, dimensions. So these are also equal, so I'm gonna put it in there. I don't know. I'm gonna hide the car. That's not important. It's not important. So let's make sure these walls are 2x4. You don't do 2x6 walls for a garage unless there was a particular reason. So I had them as 2x6, so it's gonna be 3.5 inches. All right, so it's gonna make a mess. Of course, it's gonna start shrinking throughout. This is why you do this first and do it right first. All right, so that actually didn't do much damage because it grew, it changed in size, so that was good, that was smart. All right, so we changed the dimensions, we changed the wall type to 2x4, the window tags, dimensions. Okay, so overall this is pretty much done. Another thing I would do is rename my roof, because right now it's like 22 proposed roof. Select it and go here and say, proposed roof. I mean, you could say here like provide gutter each side typical. A little nicer. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next page. The next page is gonna be our elevations. So there's a whole lot of work that needs to be done on these ones. The first thing is the crop is a little too big, so let's just crop him right here. Okay. The other thing is we got to make the ground line a little darker. So to be honest, I have the ground line, but I'm gonna draw my own ground line. The way I like to do it is like a Tron 9 for my ground. Actually, that's a little too much. So Tron 7. And then maybe a Tron 8. And then I like to do the rest of my lines like with this curvy thingy and invisible. So we do slope it away, and that's it. And that looks much better right there. Okay. And I'm gonna copy that same one. here. Paste. Literally, you can just. You can make them bigger or whatever. Well, in that case, then you can hide the other one so that you don't have both of them. But it just looks better like that. Technically, this one should also be dark. So, my bad. So you're gonna. The thing is, that's not really accurate. So I'm gonna leave it at that. So same idea here. You're gonna hide this other one, and you're gonna paste the other one right here. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna just get a few more minutes in, and we'll finish it tomorrow. But you're at least getting the idea of what it is like. So I gotta put it at the level like that. Okay, so if you copy that one, because this one is a mirror of that other one, you can, and then hide this one. You could actually paste it in place. Great, that's great. And then just lands right where it goes. There are things that we gotta do. So this is a lot cleaner. This is more consistent. This is cleaner in every way. So we're gonna, I'm gonna just call this like front elevation, rear elevation. I mean, we like to do southeast. In fact, we should do that. But I don't know if I know where the north is. So right side elevation, left side elevation. I'm actually gonna hide this thing. We don't really care about that. So that's much better. And potentially we could do some 3D views on this. So maybe we move this guy a little more, this guy a little more, grab those guys in here. Okay, so that's nice. Ha, I did something wrong. This has to go this way. Okay. And we'll put this piece in here. Move it more this way. Grab this guy. Great. And yeah, we can do a couple 3D views. So go to the floor plan. You can do one like. So we go to view, 3D view, camera, and then just throw in your camera. I like the corners like that. And remember our template. So we're gonna go to our project template, and we're gonna be doing the flow rendering daytime style. That's one. Rendering. 3D one. We might do another one from from here back. Okay, same idea. So we're gonna go here, 3D template, rendering, and we're gonna call this 3D2. Apply it. Okay, that looks great. And then we're gonna go to let me just hide all these other sheets that we don't need anymore. And then we're gonna grab these guys and throw them in. So we have 3D1, boom, 3D2. Boom. Great. They need a lot of love, so we're gonna give them a little love now. These elevations, oops, sorry, something's wrong there. Water table, exterior PVC trim. So there's a lot of detail Marcos wants. So we'll do it. We'll do all that stuff in there. Some of these things might take a little more time than what I have right now, so I'm going to just leave it at here for now. So I only have 2 sheets left of sort of robust detailing. One thing is we do want to have a rich ridge height. That seems to be important to building inspectors, and or just roof ridge. Okay. And then we're gonna move it so that it's at the very top of the peak of this thing. Okay, so that's the ridge. We have to then hide it in here. Definitely have to drag it all the way through. I have to delete it, hide it from here. And then we're gonna move it all the way here. Again, I don't like the sections coming through like that, so I'm just gonna go down. And do these. Same idea here. So one thing that's good to always do is go to the actual house and see what it looks like. You see, like, it has trim and it's like a typical KP little home, so that you have, you know, make this thing look like it belongs there. So what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna do some corner boards. We're gonna do some stuff, you know. So how do we do a corner board? Simple. So you're gonna go to architecture, model in place. I'll call it casework. And technically, the best place to do it would be in plan. So you're gonna go to floor plan. And all it is an extrusion. That's gonna be here. And typically they're about 5.5 inches and 3/4 of an inch. And then again 3/4 of an inch, and then 5.5 inches, and then that's there, right? That. And I would say you could actually mirror this guy. See what I did? I mirrored it, and then you could literally also mirror it all the way back using this. And you see how I did? It's right there. Now we're gonna go to the 3D. Poop. And then it's a little tiny, so we're gonna drag it all the way up. It should be as high as, like, let it go through the roof. That's okay. So that starts to get a little style. So then we go here, and then we're gonna put some trim in it, and then we're gonna paint it white. There is this thing called lot 30 trim that I have been using for a while. I have no idea where it came from, but there you go. That starts looking so much nicer. All right, so I see that on the sketch Marcos called out for a water table. A lot of people probably don't know what a water table is on building. So water table trim. It's this board that goes right before the building touches the foundation, like right there. And it really has that shape like that. Like that's like kind of like what the water table looks like. You see that right there? So So the first thing I guess we need to establish is how tall are we gonna make our foundation on this thing. Right now, I exposed it in here, but I didn't expose it in here, but it should be exposed throughout. On a garage, I have no idea like what you would do. So, I mean, it's typically dictated. Well, I do know. My bad. Sorry. So the way you go about it is, you don't want the wood to be anywhere within 6 inches of anything in here. So let's give it like 6 inches from here to here. All right. So if you give it 6 inches, I'll say give it a foot. Call it a day. So we're gonna give it a foot all throughout. All of our foundations are going to be a foot above that piece. So it's gonna be existing first floor. So it's gonna be base constraint is ground floor. Base offset is -4. This is weird. I'm gonna say it's gonna be 1 foot above the ground floor. 1 foot, and then it's gonna be oh my bad. So it wants to know where the bottom is, and it wants to know what the top is. So the bottom is going to be top of footing, okay, and the top is gonna be ground floor plus 1. See that? That's how it should be. That's how they both should be. So you can match it. I think it matches the properties of it. Well, then do it. So again, the bottom is gonna be the top of footing, TOF 0, and the top is gonna be ground level plus 1, top offset. All right, and that's how you should do all of them. So this guy. Let's see if I can find it. So I'm gonna hide this footing just so that it helps me. So we have foundation and we have footing. So bottom of it's gonna be top of footing 0 0. The top of it's gonna be ground level 1. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same with that one. Let's just hide this in place. And then idea. One thing though, this one's gonna be interesting because we're gonna cut a void on that concrete pad so that the car can go through, but we'll show that later. So top of footing is gonna be the bottom, and ground level is gonna be the top. Okay, and then we're gonna turn our footings back on hide, on hide. Great, so that's good. Like I said to you, there's a problem here. Well, actually there isn't, because the door cuts it, so that's great. That's good. So we have no problem. This is smart enough to know that the foundation cannot go through like that. All right, so that's good right there. Very nice. Something isn't right in here. I think it's this one. So let's fix it. So again, top of footing. I guess that's fine. It doesn't show right for some reason. All right, so on that note, I'm gonna divide this video into another one right now because this is getting very long. So I'm gonna continue on these trim elements and details that we do on another short video so that we can, see it together. All right, so I'll continue a new video within a few minutes. Thank you.